Ever feel lost in the maze of existence? Philosophy, the timeless pursuit of wisdom, offers a compass. Join us as we explore its epic history, from ancient musings to modern dilemmas, and discover how it shapes our world. Before science, before dogma, there was philosophy. In ancient Greece, thinkers dared to question the very nature of reality. This intellectual revolution sparked a quest for truth that continues to this day. The shift from mythological explanations to reasoned inquiry marked a profound turning point in human history. It laid the foundation for critical thinking and the scientific method. But was this shift truly a liberation, or did it simply replace one set of beliefs with another? Thales, with his assertion that water is the fundamental principle, wasn't just making a scientific claim. He was challenging the supernatural narratives of his time. His approach, though simple, was revolutionary. Heraclitus' famous dictum, "Everything flows," speaks to the impermanence of existence. In a world obsessed with stability, his words remind us that change is the only constant. But if everything is in flux, can we ever truly know anything? Parmenides, in stark contrast, argued for an unchanging reality. This clash of perspectives, change versus permanence, highlights the fundamental tension at the heart of philosophical inquiry. Which view resonates more deeply with your own experience of the world? Socrates, the gadfly of Athens, left no writings, yet his influence is immeasurable. His relentless questioning forced people to confront their own ignorance. Was his pursuit of truth a noble endeavor or a dangerous form of intellectual arrogance? His trial and execution for corrupting the youth serve as a chilling reminder of the power of ideas. Socrates' unwavering commitment to truth, even in the face of death, continues to inspire and challenge us. What price are you willing to pay for your beliefs? Plato, Socrates' student, envisioned a realm of perfect forms, casting our world as a mere shadow. This theory raises profound questions about the nature of reality and our ability to perceive it accurately. Is there a higher truth beyond our senses? Aristotle, Plato's student, grounded his philosophy in empirical observation. His emphasis on logic and categorization shaped Western thought for centuries, but did his focus on the material world blind him to other forms of knowledge? Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, or flourishing, emphasizes the importance of virtue and balance. In our modern pursuit of happiness, have we lost sight of these essential elements? What does it truly mean to live a good life? The fall of Rome ushered in an era where philosophy became intertwined with religious doctrine. Thinkers grappled with the challenge of reconciling faith and reason. This period shaped the intellectual landscape of Europe for centuries. The attempt to harmonize divine revelation with logical inquiry was a defining characteristic of medieval philosophy. But was this a genuine synthesis or simply an attempt to justify pre-existing beliefs? The debate continues to this day. St. Augustine, drawing on Plato, sought to integrate philosophy with Christian theology. His concept of divine illumination suggests that knowledge is ultimately a gift from God. But does this undermine the value of human reason? St. Thomas Aquinas, influenced by Aristotle, offered rational arguments for the existence of God. His 5 ways represent a monumental effort to bridge the gap between faith and reason. Are these arguments convincing, or do they rely on unproven assumptions? The central question of this era, can faith and reason coexist, remains a source of contention. In a world increasingly shaped by science and technology, how do we navigate the relationship between these two powerful forces? The Renaissance and the scientific revolution ushered in a new era of intellectual ferment. Reason and individualism took center stage, challenging traditional authority. This period laid the groundwork for the modern world. The rise of rationalism and empiricism marked a shift away from religious dogma towards a more secular worldview. But did this emphasis on reason and experience lead to a more complete understanding of reality, or did it create new forms of limitation? René Descartes' famous declaration, "I think, therefore I am," established the primacy of consciousness. His rationalism emphasized the power of reason to arrive at certain knowledge. But can we truly trust our own minds? John Locke and David Hume championed empiricism, arguing that experience is the sole source of knowledge. Locke's concept of the mind as a blank slate challenged the notion of innate ideas. But does experience alone provide a sufficient basis for knowledge? Immanuel Kant sought to reconcile rationalism and empiricism. His Copernican revolution in philosophy transformed our understanding of knowledge and reality. But did his attempt to bridge the gap between these two schools of thought ultimately succeed? The Industrial Revolution and the World Wars shattered old certainties. New philosophical movements emerged, grappling with existentialism, postmodernism, and the challenges of modernity. This era is marked by profound uncertainty and self-reflection. The rise of existentialism and postmodernism reflects a growing skepticism towards grand narratives and universal truths. But does this skepticism lead to nihilism, or does it open up new possibilities for meaning and understanding? Friedrich Nietzsche's declaration that God is dead challenged the foundations of Western morality. His concept of the Übermensch calls for the creation of new values. But is this a call for liberation or a recipe for chaos? Karl Marx's analysis of class struggle and his critique of capitalism have profoundly influenced political and economic thought. But have his ideas led to a more just society, or have they resulted in new forms of oppression? Existentialists like Sartre and Camus emphasized individual freedom and responsibility. They argued that we must create our own meaning in a meaningless universe. But is this burden of freedom too heavy to bear? Postmodern thinkers like Foucault and Derrida questioned the very notion of truth. They argued that knowledge is always shaped by power relations. But does this mean that all perspectives are equally valid, or are there still objective standards of truth? Today, philosophy faces unprecedented challenges. The rise of artificial intelligence, the climate crisis, and the increasing polarization of society demand critical reflection. The future of philosophy is intertwined with the future of humanity. As technology continues to advance, ethical questions surrounding AI, genetic engineering, and other innovations become increasingly urgent. Philosophy provides the tools to navigate these complex issues and guide us towards a more just and sustainable future. What do you think? Which philosophical idea has resonated most deeply with you? Do you believe philosophy is still relevant in the 21st century? Share your thoughts and join the conversation. If you found this exploration of philosophy thought-provoking, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Your support helps us continue to create content that explores the big questions and inspires critical thinking. Thanks for joining us on this journey.